A consumer alert tonight. The average Utahn will be paying $700,000 for a home in just 20 years. That's according to the Housing Gap Coalition. But they say we can stop that trend. News 4 Utah's Sarah Martin finds out how homeowners can help.
We can get ahead of this and we can stop that just bleed of rising prices.
In today's Big Tent meeting, the Housing Gap Coalition heard from local leaders, researchers, activists, and developers on ways to better inform the public about the lack of available housing.
Our population growth is our problem. We're doing this to ourselves. 80% of our population growth is because we're having children.
Leaders here say they struggle to build because of pushback from local communities.
Parents say, I'd love to have my kids live here, but they can't afford to. I'd love to have my grandkids live here, but they can't afford to. But their next door neighbor is saying, but we don't want to see more developments.
Mayor John Drew says that in Providence, the city has conducted study after study saying that growth wouldn't decrease their quality of life. But people still say, not in my backyard.
They want to continue to, I've moved here, I've lived here, pull up the moat. I don't want any more people here.
He says the biggest hurdle to developments is convincing city councils. People looking for housing should show up to meetings and introduce themselves.
Say, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is my family. I would love to be able to afford to live in Providence. I'd love it if you would build a townhouse home development in our city.
Many expressed different ideas about how to solve the problem, but all agreed it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Because if we do turn our back on it and just let it happen without proper planning and without, controlled growth, then really we know the markets that we will turn into. We'll turn into areas that people are fleeing from right now.
All of the research you saw in this story came from the Gardner Policy Institute. You can find a link to that research on our website at goodforutah.com. Reporting in the newsroom, I'm Sarah Martin, News 4 Utah.